he will play defensively, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you from alternate attacks. It's Socke in the baby blue trunks. He is to the west of this particular map. He is playing Protoss versus his opponent, the one and only Sheth. He is in the purple trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the east.
And playing as admin today is Vekreth, who always makes sure we're set to busy, as you can see.
And Sheth has no lag. That's great. It looks like it's just the EU servers having problems at the moment. So.
All right, so Zerg players, look out for a treat. I'm sure you're going to be in for it. Chef playing without lag and playing his best. Definitely look forward to that. One mistake, though, from Socke out of yesterday's games, which he did recover in today, was he has to be so careful about those counterattacks, those run-bys. In this game, he walled off. He had a cannon there, didn't let anything slip into his base, and surely should continue that form. And talking about form, he's been on great form recently.
Oh, he has. He really, really has. Socke is performing extremely well. I'm really, really happy about that. Chef is, Chef being the considerate and concerned citizen that he always is.
I mean, maybe he'd ask for a pause if Socke said, no, it's actually really bad.
He would.
Hold on, pause,
No, he would. I mean, it's the lag issue is always something we don't really want to focus on too much because I think it causes unnecessary controversy. I mean, plenty of tournaments are just played on one server regardless of where you are, and nobody really questions the result of that. It doesn't help if you've got a little bit of extra latency, but I think it's very harmful to always question the result of a tournament simply saying, oh, well, it was because of lag. Because if that's the case, we're never going to have a legitimate tournament result, ever. We can never have a tournament with people from multiple regions online, because people are just going to argue that the reason this guy won or lost was because of lag. So, yeah, we shall try not to discuss it ever again, but you never know, it might come up in conversation. Right, okay, Gateway coming up the front right here. There is the first assimilator on its way up for Socke, and Sheth will, needless to say, play his macro style, but I don't think he's going to allow his opponent to snipe off a third base once again. That said, picking up a third on this map is a little bit trickier unless you're going to hide it.
Yeah, indeed. And, I mean, it depends how he wants to play. Does he even want to get a third base? Will he show it nice and openly? And I'm noticing already that we have well, it started off with a 13 gateway into that 15 assimilator, and now the second gas has been added before a zealot here. Wants to be very gas intensive, get those sentries out to help defend. Meanwhile, we do have Chef opening up for a kind of a safe expansion play, a little bit more greedy than the standard 14 extractor, 14 spawning pools. He got the extractor down the same time as the spawning pool. So for the speed is a little bit later than normal, but does grab that expansion down nice and slow for here.
Yep, nicely done, and that may very well be a dead probe. It really, really depends on how many hits it got. Bear in mind that if the probe ever takes a corner, it's going to get hit. The speed is almost equal, but not quite. There we go, takes a corner to get another hit right there. It might survive. It can take a couple more hits like that. It may get back in there. There's a quick chrono boost right here on the Stalker and on the Warp Gate right here for Socke, and I think that probe may live by the looks of it to fight another day.
It does, but it's stuck. Didn't click on the mineral patch.
Oh no!
So it's actually stuck.
If he can take advantage of that and kill, nicely done by Sheth. Oh no!
That's a bit of a mistake there by Socke. And he's pushing out, though, with this Stalker. He's got to be careful if he does go too far. All Chef has to do now is build 6 additional Zerglings, and speed is very, very close to finish, and he could easily snipe that. Oh, and look at this. We have a Stargate being thrown down here. 1 gate into this Stargate. Yep,
it's not uncommon right here to see Socke go for something along those lines. Now, Sheth is moving in a scouting overlord to position. The problem is, if you look at its flight path, that it's completely away from that Stargate. So that is really unhelpful. It's good positioning right there by Socke, who is positioning it in the closest place he could in order to get the minimum flight time over to Sheth's base. The question is, will Sheth be able to scout it at any point, or will he just simply suspect something like that is coming?
Chef has this natural timing in his build where he throws down a Roach One in Evolution Chamber rather early and at the same time as well. So he's pretty much proof against any Stargate play, depending on if he does keep up with that regular style. And he's poking up now, only seeing two sentries now, and that's pretty low for an usual 3
yes, it is.
or 1 gate expo. If it was 1 gate expo, he should already be down there. So I'm sure Chef is thinking that already, and shortly we'll be seeing that Evolution Chamber going down. Most likely a Roach Warren 2, as he likes to play safe to cover all options.
Yes, it's interesting indeed. That Void Ray is on its way. That's an interesting place to bind it. Funnily enough, if that Void Ray actually goes in that direction, then it's going to give some early warning. There's what you were saying there before, the Roach one and the Evolution Chamber. There we go. Socke's going right for it. I have to wonder if that was accidental or deliberate. Maybe I don't think he saw the Overlord. I think that was accidental.
I don't know. I think he could have also, if you think about it, could have been knowing that there will be Overlords around the back
coming
there,
in. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Clean it up quite easily. He's going around and he's even going to the north now. If it was accidental, he wouldn't be going north. So he's going to go north and clean this Overlord up as well. Make sure there is no mid-game scouting options for Chef. And as Chef gears up, and what's great now, I mean, he can't really take a third base because his creep spread's pretty poor this game. He hasn't connected the one from his main yet, and he hasn't started building them on the natural, so he can't really take a third base fast because 2 Void Rays now are going to pretty much take that down easy.
Yeah, it's very, very smart play from Socke, showing that he has... Socke's PvZ is really, really good. He's played plenty of big, long games against Mora and things like that, and I think he's now gotten to the point where he just knows exactly where Overlords are going to be. Because really, at certain times in the game, Overlords are going to be positioned in certain places. It's standard, and as a direct result, he was able to use those Void Rays to destroy them. There's now going to be 3 Void Rays on the field. Chef has not built any Spore Crawlers at his natural.
No, not at all. I mean, he's going to rely on just the Queen for now, which is a little bit risky. He's getting the 3rd Queen anyway, but he has added on a lot of Zerglings now in case there was some form of Void Ray plus unit attack. As looking at his vision now, he doesn't really see anything. You know, he has lost his Anogatara and so on.
Those 2 Void Rays are actually hidden. That's something I should point out. I have a feeling that Chef thinks there's only a single Void Ray, and because he scouted it, that maybe his opponent decided not to build Void Rays. I think he's continuing to build Void Rays, and there are no Spore Crawlers to the bottom.
Well, if you look in the production tab now, there's actually no probes making whatsoever. This is definitely an attack. 2 additional gateways have been added on. The 3rd Void Ray finishes now. There are 4 Void Rays out in total, and 4 warp gates as well, so there's going to be a lot of units warping. There's still no probes being making.
There's a Hydralisk Den on the way, though,
coming.
So that's going to make things interesting. That's going to shake things up completely. I have to wonder if he did spot it. I mean, what's he had? He's got this Zergling right here. He doesn't have a lot of vision, honestly. I mean, a Hydra Den is certainly not a bad thing to add on, but it's going to help him an incredible amount here. He does have another Spore Crawler coming down, a couple of Spine Crawlers coming in as well. So this Hydra Den will help. The thing is, he's got no Hydralisks in production, only just starting it now. If Socke hits this timing right here with these 4 Void Rays, this could be devastating.
Well, he's like, there's 60 drones on 2 base versus 1 million units. A force field on the ramp as well. This is going to be so hard to defend.
Down goes the Spore Crawler immediately. 3 Queens flanking right now, trying to focus fire, doing damage to that Void Ray. A single Queen will be annihilated. He will take 1 Void Ray down with it, but the Hydras need to be here right now. Now comes the Hydralisk fire from the ground. He doesn't have that many. He's used his drones to defend quite nicely. Needs to focus, needs to be very careful on the micro. Those Void Rays are charged up, and he hasn't even lost another one. Another one coming in right there. There's one down. He needs more Hydras, and he needs more Queens right now.
Indeed he does, and this is again, there was a counterattack by a few Lings that killed all the probes on the natural.
Oh, very nice.
And so it's very nice for Chef. He's finally holding on. More Hydras come out, and I can't believe he's defending this.
He holds, and he holds really convincingly. I'd like to point out that even though he threw away about 24 drones in defense, he's still up against only 18 probes, thanks to that run by over there. I was so focused on the Void Rays, didn't even see that coming. I suppose it makes sense, really, but holy hell, that's nice defense by Sheth. He actually comes out ahead on that one.
Indeed, look, 64 food versus 38, and Socke had no intentions, even though he had an expansion down, he had no intentions whatsoever. It was complete mind games. He stopped probes at 25, which is basically 1 base saturation. He transferred some down to play mind games with Chef. Chef having none of it, easily defending that, and made it look so easy. I can't believe he managed to get to 60 drones and was able to defend against that.
It's nicely done. Oh, he misses an up and shoot. No, he doesn't. Never mind. He has the range. I thought he was going to miss that one. Apparently not. Hey, turns out Hydralisk DPS is quite nice.
Indeed it is, and that saved him there by getting those Hydras out. He had Queens making anyway, and actually had 3 Queens down there, and kept 1 in his main as well. So 4 Queens were out in total, sufficient defense there. And unfortunately for Socke, he's on the back foot now. 29 probes versus 42. And that rush just didn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say, does Socke just not want that Void Ray? But he's able to pull it back immediately after taking a couple of Zergling kills with it. Now, actually, didn't take any, never mind. The Hydralisk stole them. God damn it.
And there is nothing to combat these Hydras now. Chef is just going to walk across, despite not having creep. He doesn't care. Roach speed's about to finish soon. Roach and Lings are coming, and this is the weakness I talked about. As soon as Chef smells it, he's going for you.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is. Chef a little bit indecisive with that engagement right there. That could cost him, but he does have additional roaches coming in right now, and there's not a lot of DPS available in Socke's force right now at all. Big Hydralisk damage raining down. The sentry's not able to clean it up, and now the flank is going to collapse. Once that Void Ray goes down, that will be it. However, he does have to kill the Void Ray. If he doesn't kill them, oh, he gets it just, and there we go. Now, this is going to be a cleanup. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Nicely played there by Sheth, and right back in the series.